Children, look, I've got a friend with me for story time today. Oh, he looks a bit scary, but he's not really, because this is lovely Charley the crocodile, and he is a friend in our book that we've got for today. So can you think back to yesterday? Yesterday we learned all about a new job. So we've been learning about doctors, builders, firefighters, nurses, and yesterday we learnt about the job of the dentist. Very important job. Now this story here that we're going to read in a second is all about this little Charley. Isn't it, Charley? Oh, say hello to your friends, Charley. The nursery children want to say hello. Okay, so here's Charley, and here's the story that he's in. Okay, you're going to listen to the story, Charley? Okay, you're going to listen to the story as well, children? Okay, let's put Charley down here for a minute. Okay. Oh, excuse me, I started sneezing. Right, so this is our story today, and it's all about, there's a tooth in it. Okay, so what do we remember first about the dentist? What does a dentist help us with? Excuse me, Mrs. Sneeze today, not Mrs. Nolan. The dentist does help us with our teeth. They help to look after our teeth, to check on them, and they help to give us advice as well about how to look after our teeth, don't they? They tell us when to brush them and things like that, and how to brush them. Okay, so are you ready for our story? It's a great one, this one. I wonder if Charley might need a dentist. Can you look on the front cover? Can you see what is in the picture? What do we already know about these chairs from yesterday? What kind of chair do you think that is? That's right, it could be a dentist chair, couldn't it? The one that goes up and down. What else can you see in that picture? Oh, yes. There is a toothbrush. We don't brush our hair with it, do we? What do we brush with that toothbrush? We use it to brush our teeth, that's right. And then, what's he got in his hand, you think? That is called a mouthwash. I think he might need to swill his mouth out and to spit it back out in the sink after he's swilled his mouth out. Right, let's find out what happens in this story. So we've looked at the picture. The picture usually gives us a clue about the story, and it does today. And there is some writing at the top. Remember, letters make up words, and that's the writing that we read. All these words are the writing. And there's some writing at the bottom, so we'll look at that as well. So Maisy, Charley, and the wobbly tooth. Who has a wobbly tooth, do you think? Charley. Charley, did you have a wobbly tooth? Oh, he did have a wobbly tooth. Right, let's find out. Oh, and the author's name for this book is Lucy Cousins. She wrote the story for us to enjoy. Okay, let's turn the page. Ooh, there's nothing to read in particular on there. Nothing on there either. Let's move that way. Okay, here we go. Oh, look, children, it's the title again. Can you remember what it's called, this story? Maisy, Charley, and the Wobbly Tooth. There's Maisy. She's one character. And there's Charley. He's the other one. And if you look in that picture, they both have toothbrushes. Are you ready? One day, let's look at the picture first. There we go. One day, Charley had a wobbly tooth. He was a little bit frightened, but Maisy said he should go to see Dr. Bite-Right, the dentist. He's ever so nice, Maisy said. Dr. Bite-Right, the dentist. Bite-Right. What a good name for the dentist. Everyone went with Charley. There was lots to do in the waiting room at the dentist. Charley was beginning to think having a wobbly tooth was okay. He wasn't as scared now. There's lots to do in that waiting room, like toys and books to look at. Dr. Bite-Right was really nice, just as Maisy had said he would be. he showed Charley his special dentist chair. So this is the dentist room. And here is the dentist chair. Look at that chair. What are these things here? That's right, they are lights. So they're the lights that help the dentist see inside Charley's mouth. And what's this little bit? That's right, it's a sink. So he can spit his mouthwash into there, can't he? So he showed Charley his special dentist chair. The special chair went up, whoop, you see, up, whoop, and down, whoop, and it went round and round so that it could move you round for the dentist to see. How clever is that? And right back like a bed, so it laid right flat as well, like a bed. Charley had to open his mouth as wide as he could. Can you open your mouth as wide as you can? Let's practice when we go to the dentist. Ready? I opened mine as wide as I could. So Dr. Bite could look right inside. My Charley, what a lot of teeth you have. But what good teeth you have. So he's looking at his teeth. He's got the light over the top so he can shine it right into his mouth and he can see right in and count how many teeth. Oh, and he's got a special instrument there. That's a tool, a piece of equipment. It's like a mirror to see how many teeth. Dr. Bite said Charley shouldn't worry. The wobbly tooth was a baby tooth, ready to fall out. A new one would grow in its place. So do you remember the video we watched yesterday? They told us about the milk teeth that you have when you're born. The first teeth you have are called milk teeth. And the next teeth, when you've lost those baby milk teeth, the big grown-up teeth grow. Okay? So nothing's for him to worry about. Then Nurse Sparkle took an X-ray photo of Charley's teeth. So this special thing here is a special camera. It just goes over the top of him and it's so amazing because it can take a photograph of what's inside your mouth. Even if your mouth's closed, it sees through your skin and just into your teeth. It can take a picture of all your teeth and see how many's there. It's amazing. Smile, Charley, says Nurse Sparkle. So she takes a picture of all his teeth, see how many's there. And Charley and Maisy learned how to brush their teeth while they were there. Up and down, front and back. Should we get our toothbrush? Brush up and down, up and down, up and down, and front and back, right to the back. That's it. Well done. Front and back, up and down, just like we did. Then Charley had to rinse his mouth and spit the mouthwash into the sink. And he had to rinse again. So let's all pretend with our mouthwash. Take a drink. Don't swallow it. Keep it in there and go. And then spit. And that's the only time you should spit, when you brush your teeth or at the dentist in the sink. They spitted it out again until his teeth were dazzling. So they were so dazzling. That means really shining brightly. Oh, can you see? It's dazzling. Big shine on his teeth now. Wow, look at that. That is an X-ray of his teeth. You can see them all inside. That's his neck. That's his head. There. Dr. Bite gave Charley a smiley badge and a book about teeth. So he gave him a sticker for being a good boy at the dentist. So he was such a good boy. We get stickers for doing good things, don't we? And he's got one for being a good boy at the dentist and opening his mouth for the dentist. And Charley wibbled his wobbly tooth all the way home. Wibble wobble, wibble wobble, wibble wobble. And if it's going to drop out. At bedtime, Charley brushed his teeth very carefully. Up and down, front and back, front and back. Then, all of a sudden, what happened next, Charley? Pop! Out came the wibbly wobbly tooth. Look, there's his tooth. Oh, with a pop. How easy was that? Look, he's got a gap there now. No tooth there now. There it is. Looking in the mirror at himself. So Charley wrapped it up in tissue and tucked it under his pillow. And he waited for the tooth fairy to come. Do you think the tooth fairy is going to come? I think the tooth fairy might come. So if your tooth drops out, usually if you put it under your pillow, the tooth fairy comes along. And sometimes they leave when they take it back to their magical kingdom. Then they leave a special shiny coin for you. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes. Depends how busy they are. So that's the tooth fairy. How exciting. So that was the story all about Maisy, Charley and the wobbly tooth. Did you enjoy that story? I certainly did. Now that story did have our little friend Charley in. And Charley has such big teeth. Can you see his teeth here? Look, he's already had one grown back. So now he's got his grown-up teeth because his baby tooth has dropped out. And he's already got his grown-up teeth. Looks like he's going to eat me. Ah! You wouldn't eat me, would you, Charley? Ah, he's a lovely Charley crocodile, aren't you? Right, so we can think about if you've got any wobbly teeth, just give them a wobble. Have a look in the mirror at your teeth. See how many you've got on the top, how many you've got on the bottom. Okay, and then see if you've got any wobbly teeth. And if you have, you can talk to your grown-up about what you know from Charley and his story about what happens next when you have a wobbly tooth. Okay, we like that story. Right, I think it's time you booked another appointment for the dentist. Okay, so we're going to be doing some appointment writing. We're going to write our name and give ourselves a time when to go to the dentist today. Okay, going to make some appointment cards. You going to help me, children? Okay, let's get on with our special jobs then.